Good luck to end the... Got it! The Warriors play defense. Three, Curry. Oh! And Kuminga throws it down. Pajemski.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Yogs, and the Golden State Warriors once set the pace for the entire league. Innovating, spending, finding edges that other teams didn't even know existed. But this summer, nothing. Not a thing. No first-round pick, no free agent signings. As if the offseason didn't even exist. And that's not even an exaggeration. That's the reality. But there are reasons it happened. What looks like inactivity was actually a big math problem. Restricted free agency. And a bet the franchise already made months earlier. And in today's video, we're going to talk about why the Warriors did nothing, what that says about their timeline with Steph, and what it'll take to make silence sound like strategy. So here's the first truth. If Golden State had executed its splash in July instead of at the deadline, the vibes around this summer would be completely different. Their big swing, bringing in Jimmy Butler, already consumed the few movable contracts they had and cost a pick. That's why today's sheet looks so bare. The headline move just came earlier. By flipping Andrew Wiggins in a pick, also Kyle Anderson was in that deal, during the season, the Warriors used up the mid-sized salary slots contenders normally deploy in July. Those were the levers. Now, most of the remaining numbers don't stack into meaningful trade matching without touching core pieces. The offseason looks empty because the ammunition was already fired. But even if you did have ammunition, you need to address the big elephant in the room. The primary reason for the standstill is restricted free agency, and specifically Jonathan Kuminga's stalled situation. In a normal cap environment, a young wing with his tools would draw offers in, 25 to 30 million annual range, forcing the Warriors to match or pivot. And this year, well, cap space around the league is basically non-existent. No real market means no pressure, no deadline, no deal. Yet. Only one team, the Brooklyn Nets, entered the summer with significant cap room, and subsequent moves left them without enough space to throw a $25 or $30 million offer at Kuminga. That means the Warriors aren't negotiating against anyone. The options remain: finding a middle ground deal, let him sign the qualifying offer, or explore a sign and trade. But none are urgent and all are complicated. While it lingers, it freezes absolutely everything else the Warriors want to do. And the backdrop isn't really all that good as well. The Kerr-Kuminga marriage has felt tenuous for a while. When the coaching staff and a young player see the role differently, the default solution is the marketplace, except there isn't one in this case. Then trade him, you might say. Well, that's where the CBA kind of fights back. A workable sign and trade requires three things: a buyer that values the player at his new number, outgoing money that matches under the new CBA rules, and compensation the Warriors find acceptable. The last part matters. Golden State wants at least a real rotation player plus a pick, but you're also asking the buyer to pay Kuminga 25 to 30 million per year for upside that's enticing yet not fully proven. That combo shrinks the number of teams that you can actually make a deal with. And rumors have swirled, right? You have Sacramento packaging Monk, Keon Ellis, and some other players. Even a Phoenix concept flipping a veteran wing for a younger upside bet. But the money doesn't cleanly match. Draft compensation is tricky, and several teams won't attach future picks for a player they'd also have to pay top dollar for. That's the paradox. Kuminga's next salary and his trade value are fighting each other basically. So with the Kuminga logjam in place, the front office has treated everything else like a minefield. You may have seen rumors attaching Golden State to mid-tier names like DeAnthony Melton or Al Horford as a short deal stabilizer. But the Warriors didn't want to touch their books until the Kuminga situation clarified. Reshuffling even modest salaries can torpedo a delicate cap plan when you're expensive as the Warriors are. In other words, sequence matters. Solve the restricted free agency puzzle first, then decide which exceptions, minimums, and small trade fit the financial situation. That choice, or wait rather than force it, reads like an activity, but functions as preservation. And while the Butler trade consumed Golden State's best trade matching contracts and one of the few remaining picks, without Wiggins' number, other mid-sized slots, the next big acquisition would require either offloading of Draymond Green, which the organization doesn't want to do and likely wouldn't bring equal value on their own court, or slicing depth to assemble salary matching bundles that weaken the rotation, which the Warriors don't really have. Even the team's own analysts conclude, keep Draymond. Within their system, his value exceeds his trade return, which leaves you with, well, not much. That's why the Butler move was significant. It used up nearly all the pieces that could have been used now in the offseason. So where does that leave the actual basketball? Oddly enough, that answer splits into two very different seasons. In a vacuum, In a single playoff series, a healthy Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond can still be a handful. Schematically, the Warriors can shapeshift, switch, and grind through half-court possessions with star power that travels. Against most West opponents, you can talk yourself into an upset basically 40-50% of the time. But the regular season is where the math turns. Golden State is light on dependable 82-game players. The guys who soak up minutes when Steph's hamstring tightens, when Jimmy's wrist needs a week, or when Draymond's workload must be managed. Without those bodies, you burn stars to chase seeding, slip into the play-in, and then need a 30-game sprint just to arrive tired for the real marathon. That's a dangerous loop in a loaded West with Denver, Houston, and OKC, improving while the Warriors stagnate. If nothing is the headline, the subhead is more specific. They need volume minutes over shiny names. So to me, they need 2 or 3 wings with defensive competence who don't need touches. They need 1 more on-ball guard who can run, especially the second unit, giving Steph Curry a break. And they need a physical anchor. They lost Kevon Looney. Even if you like the small ball, someone has to eat up physical matchups twice a week. No doubt about it. None of those are blockbuster solves, but they prevent the worst case scenario, overplaying stars for March wins that cost April legs. That's why the Kuminga decision is the keystone. Its outcome dictates the path to address these needs. So what are those paths? Well, you have 3 clear ones. Find a number with Kuminga, lock him in, build a rotation on the margins. Veteran minimum wings, a bargain big, a small exception for a guard who organizes the team. This keeps some upside and stabilizes role. While the risk, if Kerr doesn't trust the minutes, the asset you paid becomes underutilized or not utilized at all. If a team finally steps up with money, plus a role for Jonathan Kuminga, you pry out 1 playable rotation piece and a pick. That might be a better 82-game fit around Steph, Jimmy, and Dre, less ceiling, more reliability. And the risk? You spent a blue-chip athletic bet on a floor raiser. If the return is light, you're older and not meaningfully better. And the last path is the qualifying offer. You just say screw it. Keep flexibility into next year, hope for a breakout, and accept the awkwardness. That punts the problem, but likely freezes this summer even longer. Whichever path they choose, July's quiet isn't an endpoint. It's a bill for decisions already made. And you can call it sequencing. The Warriors front office has decided that moving early, Butler at the deadline, plus waiting late, the restricted free agency stalemate, beats panic buying in July. They don't want to solve the wrong problem and kill flexibility when the real constraint is Kuminga's unresolved cap slot. In that light, nothing is a guardrail, not apathy. But there's a clock. Steph Curry remains elite, but windows for undersized guards don't last forever. You don't need to win the press conference, you do need to survive 82 games with enough fuel left for 16, which leads to the only questions that actually matter. Can they translate a playoff-ready trio into a playoff berth without exhausting them from October to April? The West won't wait, and the play-in trap is real deal. Will Kuminga's value be realized in Golden State or monetized elsewhere? And can they find 82-game players? The Meltonish connectors and the defensive wings who make Tuesdays survivable without meaningful cap tools? If you're a Warriors fan, you already know the truth. This team can still be terrifying in a 7-game series, but you have to get there first. And while the Warriors offseason, it didn't fizzle. It's really paused. On purpose and under pressure. Their big swing came early with Jimmy Butler in February. Their biggest decision is trapped inside the rules of restricted free agency. And until Kuminga's number is known, the books are a puzzle you can't finish. Silence feels like drift when you've used the fireworks, but sometimes the loudest move is the one you don't make yet. If Golden State can convert this quiet into the right minutes eater, the right guardrail for 82 games, then Steve Kerr might arrive in April with a team that still scares people, even if July looked kind of empty. Doing nothing can be negligence. It can also be discipline. The next few weeks will tell us which one belongs to the Golden State Warriors. But yeah, guys, the Warriors offseason has been super quiet. This whole restricted free agency thing is a problem. They still have to deal with the Kuminga situation. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen with Jonathan Kuminga. Is he going to stay? Is he going to be shipped out? Let me know. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit those 1,000 subscribers. And that's it for me today. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.